And now let's talk about what's happening in Connecticut. Kelli-Marie Vallieres is the Executive Director of the Workforce Development Unit and Vice Chair of the Governor's Workforce Council for the state of Connecticut. Her office is charged with coordinating workforce development policy, including training, education, and worker placement. A leader in the manufacturing industry, she previously served as CEO of Sound Manufacturing and Monster Power Equipment right here in Old Saybrook, Connecticut. Thank you, Kelly, for joining us here at the New England Maker Summit.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Kate, thank you so much for your presentation on what is happening in a statewide or national level around addressing the pandemic and the overall workforce shortage that has been plaguing us prior to the pandemic. When Governor Lamont came into his administration, he understood the value of workforce development and how vital it was to our economy. We all know, those of us who live here in Connecticut, that we've been challenged over the last 10 plus years, really rebuilding our economy after the Great Recession. And so he put together the Governor's Workforce Council as a means to really address the issues happening at a systematic level across the state. So the Governor's Workforce Council started its work a little more than a year ago. I was asked to join the Governor's Workforce Council as vice chair, being an industry partner and working for many years on workforce issues in manufacturing around the state of Connecticut as an employer. And it was my honor to be able to take on this role full-time in July, to be able to really devote the time and energy needed to address the many systematic changes that need to be made to improve our workforce. And when COVID did hit our state, it actually accelerated the need for really us to put this strategic plan in full play. And this plan was established and worked on by hundreds of volunteers over the last year, grounded in the leadership of our industry partners and council members, and with many of our state agencies and commissioners working to ensure that our plan was comprehensive and strategic and really hit on the topics that really were necessary to make systematic change. So I'm going to spend a few minutes just talking about kind of the four legs of our strategic plan here and what we're doing currently to address the COVID issues, as well as to move the plan forward to address our long-term issues. So as Kate mentioned, and all of a sudden my computer, I'm sorry, does not want to change screens. There we go. Sorry about that. As I mentioned, business leadership is really the center of the work that we're doing here. We've put business at the center of the table and at the center of the conversations because we understand that they are the people we're servicing. And as we service our business, we are bringing in all of the workforce that we need to participate into this system that functions well. So to that end, we have developed regional sector partnerships. We have partnered with Next Gen regional sector partnerships to build out a minimum of 8 of these partnerships this year. They're being grounded to start in our 5 Workforce Development Board regions. And we are just about to launch the first 5 of these partnerships at the first of the year. And they've been engaged in really paying attention to what needs concerted effort around workforce, and then who should be the strategic partners at the table. The workforce boards, the Chamber of Commerce, the schools in those regions, the secondary schools, post-secondary schools, community colleges, technical schools, and as well as our community partners. So we're very happy to say that those partnerships are coming along nicely and that they will be kind of the boots on the ground of the implementation of the overall strategic plan. As Kate mentioned, it's really important to ensure that we have a national registry that's accessible to our students and our employers and our job seekers to ensure that we can create an access to our workforce development system where people can come and understand what types of training programs and credentialed programs and credit programs are available for them and how they connect to open positions and their future career ladders. So we're working with the New England Board of Higher Education and Credential Engine to begin this work, and we're excited to be launching that at the end of this year. This second initiative, or the third initiative here, is our skills-based hiring and training programs. We really need to make sure that our employers are hiring people for the skill sets that they have, not necessarily a high level of credentials that may not be necessary. For example, how many times do we see a help wanted ad that says 10 years of experience and a college degree needed? Is that really necessary? Can these very targeted specific training programs help people meet those requirements? We also want to make sure that the people that come to Connecticut to college, we have over 40 colleges in our small state, stay here, and that our Connecticut residents who stay here to go to college also stay here. So we have some initiatives around that. Really important is a work-based learning strategy that we've been working on to ensure that every student and job seeker has a meaningful work learning experience to ensure that they have the skills developed and the experience to really be productive in the careers of their choices. And we're working hard to ensure that the workforce development boards are all aligned and are working systematically together to ensure that the best practices are expanded and we provide the best service we can to our residents of the state. Next is really our career building. And I think, this goes to one of the top transition points that Kate was talking about, is that we have to develop out career pathway programs that are meaningful, that start with students in high school and provide stackable credentials that help students become not only college ready, but career ready. And then ensuring that our job seekers can participate in that system in sector-based training programs in community college and four-year institutions. And that we have these programs all working together in a way that ensures a cohesive and collaborative means to get people skilled ready with credentials necessary to be active in the workforce development or the workforce and engage in those careers that are meaningful to them and careers that provide a living family sustaining wage. So we're excited to be doing this, and all of these other elements are really important to this educational plan. Very important to underlying all of this is equity and access and making sure that our workforce has the ability to have sustainable childcare, overcome transportational barriers. We're working to reduce the effects of the benefits cliff and ensuring that all of our residents have the ability to engage in meaningful work. And last but not least is really the accountability and data-driven management. And I think that Kate also mentioned this as well, is making sure that the work that we're doing has the information and data behind it that's accessible and enables us to provide data-driven decision-making in an integrated system so that job seekers and students and employers and legislators and commissioners and agency heads all have a place that they can go to and understand what is truly happening in workforce development, K through 12, through the graduate degree programs and all the sector-based training programs, and how we can ensure an integrated system that works well and equitably for all of our Connecticut residents. So I'm looking forward to further discussing these issues in our panel discussion coming up.
Support for the New England Maker Summit provided by our innovation partner, Stanley Black & Decker. Additional sponsors include the Rutledge Family Foundation, Mastercam, MPH Engineering LLC, CBIA, ReadyCT, and Constep. Thank you for your support.